The views and comments expressed on the following radio program by its hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect the views of rmconair.com or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
What up? Welcome to the Hip Hop Show. We're just gonna get it in again today. So my guest for today, we got Farm Fest in the house.
Hi guys.
How's it going? My partner, we're gonna have a representative for We for Warriors Project. Hopefully each week we'll have somebody sitting in. Today we have could you introduce yourself?
Peter Campanola.
All right. I don't want to call you Talvi.
My name is Laura.
Laura, hello Laura.
Yes.
I'm Ed, owner of 710 Infusions.
Okay, all right. And let's see. Today we had a little technical difficulty. I wanted to play the Red Alert video, the Kushites video, but you know we're so faded that you know shit happens. A little smoke break early. Got the lights turned down. get the vibe right, you know. So we got a call-in number, 323-965-1600. Call in, because I'm going to give you a reason to call in sooner or later. All these whack-ass rappers. Let's see here. I need everybody to go to the Instagrams, No on AUMA, at the Hemp Hop Show. Click the links in the bio. On one of them, you're going to see a printout with all this stuff on it. That's where we get the information for stuff like these, and I have some more of them too. And I made a book too. It has all kind of goodies in it. I don't know. Maybe people want to have it for sale. Okay, so the topics. The gun ban. What's up with this gun ban stuff on a medical marijuana patient? You want to deal with that?
Does anybody register the information in California? I thought
Okay.
it was all confidential because of HIPAA.
Let me, I want to open it up. I want to have you talk about it first. There's, what's his name? I forgot his real name. He goes by Guru on the internets. And I think it was the guy who was in the Time
Jose?
magazine.
Jose
And I'm horrible with names. I think so.
Gonzalez.
And I found a video where he was talking about this topic about the medical patients. You see, like, I wasn't really gonna just go for just a basic topic like that, but then I forget who it was. Somebody sent me information about Oregon. I guess just talked about the same thing, and they said the opposite. So that kind of pisses me off on a bunch of levels. Like okay, they use that psych book, the DSM. They use that to legally do a lot of stuff to people. And it's just a swipe of a pen by somebody that went to school just a little bit longer than you endured and paid a little bit more than you did and suffered to get that degree, where he has the ability to say, I'm the expert, and I can say that now this is a mental issue you have. But now they got some other asshole saying, hey, let's take away the guns. Look, when they were passing these around, you're gonna see one on the November ballot. It's gonna say about banning large capacity magazines. I remember I turned that one down when I turned down the money on these. I didn't jack all their empty ones like I did the AUMAs, but I didn't want them getting turned in. Let's play that little 1-minute video. Hopefully it won't distort out. And then let's talk about that as.
I smoke cannabis to help ease the pain of my amputations that I received while serving in Afghanistan. After my accident, I started shooting and hunting a lot more. Since a lot of people told me I wouldn't be able to do it, I wanted to show them what I can do. Now, they have me choosing between my cannabis and my guns. Both are therapeutical. I don't understand why we're in endangerment if we smoke cannabis. There's nothing wrong with this. But just like any true red-blooded American, I will stand for what is right, and I will not let this happen. I guarantee you that you will have all the veterans in this nation against you if you try to take my guns away because I medicate you with cannabis.
Okay, let me, if cannabis is Schedule 1, but if you look up, not that one patent that people keep writing on their hand, there's a whole sheet of patents that the government has on all the little medical things that they figured out before everybody else.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what's the rules in the? I didn't make it to the military. I was a fucking pussy. Okay, when I was eligible, I'd fucking chickened out. Okay, so what's the rules say when you have no government?
Martial law.
Okay, so all this crap they're doing with the little false flag stuff, whatever you want to call it, they're doing some stuff to us at some level. Okay? Now, he spoke about the veterans across the country. I ain't gonna let nobody just take their guns from them. like physically. So
Yeah.
let me ask you a real question. Let's say we don't do nothing stupid to kick off martial law. Let's say everybody listens to me and they register to vote, and they read something like this before they would sign it. Okay? Let's say people do that and they understand that each time you sign the correct one and you don't sign some of these things, it's like punching the police in the face. It's like shooting them. Because all you need to do is get, say, how many millions does it take? 10 million voters in LA probably to think of one thing alone and agree to one thing. You write it on one of these pieces of papers, throw a couple $1,000s at it so it's official. Go get the minimum signatures it needs. I think this one needed like 70,000 for this LA MRSA. This one needed 500,000 or whatever. You just double that times a couple dollars, whatever they pay. Go collect it, and you get a law on the books. Okay? The best way to do it is not this way, 62 pages. What if anyone in here wrote a law? It's probably not gonna burn anybody else in this room. It's probably not gonna stab anybody else in this room. Any broke activist that writes a law is probably gonna be a good law. Any business that writes a law probably is gonna help some other business person. You know? You got Monsanto throwing money at this. You got the guy that's known for stealing music throwing the most money at this. Okay, you got Big Pharma throwing money at this. Talk to me about how strong the reality is of the power. Say they do try to take the guns. What's the reality of standing up to that? How does that really play out? Somebody said, are the military that dumb that they would enforce martial law on the actual people?
I honestly don't know. I feel like it could go 100 different ways. Who knows? And nobody's going to be happy about giving up their guns, that's for sure.
I don't see any way to intimidate a cop.
It'll come down to you can only fight fire with fire, and that's what it'll come down to, I feel like.
I think you can change a job description through one of these. Because watch this. Right now, like we talked about before, there's so many rules right now where they could do whatever they want. If they really want to find a law on us right now, they could get us for something. Okay? But as soon as we hand them this, I could just see them. That dude that always is gonna be like, I'm just doing my job. That fool is gonna get handed this shit. He ain't gonna read it. His boss is gonna tell him, okay, look, now you could do all this to them, you could do all this to them, and look for this, and this, and this, and this, and this to do to them. And he's gonna be like, damn, all right. That DUI shit, they wanna do all that. You know? So, I think we register to vote. CCHI is officially on the books for 2018. We ain't talking about that till after this election. I don't want to hear nothing. I'll talk to you about the LA MRSA later, not yet. That's a complex issue. Anybody else want to talk about this guns and medical marijuana patients issue?
Just don't, it shouldn't be, if you have a medical marijuana card, it shouldn't be registered on any system. It's a violation of HIPAA. So just like they can't see what medications you're on.
Well, let me ask this. Where do you draw the line at who shouldn't have a gun? I don't really see a justification in felons not having guns.
I think it depends. Violent felons, I think it's okay, but it's not okay. But if you're not, non-violent criminal, people make mistakes. It happens. But
I know that I personally get 5150 on average at least once, twice a year for sure. So I've never really been able to partake. I'll probably use one. Probably better. I'll use this right here for mine. I'll come in here and fire off.
Actually, if I can chime in on the subject, to be honest, I think it's irrelevant as far as whether it's a drug being concerned with the whole gun issue, because they're not checking anybody else taking any other medications.
Okay.
There's medications out there where the side effect is suicidal thoughts. I mean, what's to stop you from like offing yourself or, you know, harming somebody else? Like, it's not what they're doing necessarily is pointless, and they know it is. They're literally just trying to get us mad. They're just trying to get a reaction out of us, and it's perfect timing. Like you're saying, like they're trying to push us into a corner that we're going to respond, but harshly, like extremely harshly. Like there, it's all a plan, and with everything that's going on right now, with them trying to bring up the whole legalization topic, the election that's going on, it's all a joke, to be honest, and it's all just to get us aroused, like get us mad.
Now, the first thing that comes to mind is rigged voting. Okay, but I would say we still get them. I would say even if there's rigged voting, hypothetically, I think they're not gonna rig it on something like this. If we were to write a law, I think they'll just let us. They would want to watch it fail before they would try to, you know, whatever. And so that's why I still tell people, no matter what, register to vote. Now I know, you know, it's an interesting thing. This thing here was written by Letitia Pepper, right? She's also the one that convinced the Libertarian Party to officially endorse no on Prop 64. So if anybody feels like switching from any other party to Libertarian, you can just in a safe spot with whoever the hell they got. What's his name, Gary Johnson or something?
I think so.
I know I switched to the Green Party the other day. I was like, as soon as I heard the Democrats endorse the marijuana thing as a because they did it right at the same time that they just kind of murdered Bernie.
Yeah.
Like they kind of just crushed him, right? And then like, oh, by the way, we're on the marijuana bandwagon. Okay, well, you goosed yourself because the only bandwagon you could be on is for Prop 64. So you're already on the shit list.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, whatever. You don't know what the fuck you're even talking about.
Yeah.
You know? So the problem is, and one of the reasons I get pissed off at some of these people that we interact with, you see this thing this thing on the wall right here? Signed by Richard Eastman. Okay, it's one of the pioneers that people got his weed card. You got Dennis Perone, you got Scott Emler. They wrote the weed card you have. Okay? Here's the problem. Just like I'm talking about register to vote, these little things writing something yourself. The future of the whole everything is dependent on the person that gets the weed card tomorrow. We don't have a weed card right now. That's who is in that position right now. That's what you guys don't realize. So when I get mad at the rappers that look like Krusty the Clown that are over here talking about nothing, I'm not hating on them. They don't meet my criteria of like they're wasting. Look, instead of talking about all that nonsense, how about you talk about the no on AMA just a little bit? You can bandwagon it all you want. You want to talk about guns and projects? Go to the projects with your gun and talk about no on AMA. Talk about registering to vote.
Something. Say something.
Make sure you vote on the fucking against the large capacity magazine thing so you could. Because look, whoever has large capacity magazines is not going to shoot me. They have that because they need to shoot the police.
Reload fast. It doesn't matter how many rounds your magazine
That
holds.
dude is not shooting me. The dude who legally has a large capacity magazine is not going to shoot me. You know what I mean? So, okay, that's we good on that one?
Yeah.
Beat that one into the ground. So I'm gonna go to this little book I had dug up here, and there's no way to sugarcoat what this does and the players behind the money. You can think it's progressive, but it's just going to really hurt some vulnerable people. It's not like asking for cannabis to be legal. It's a legal hustle to give people power and control over us, like the Board of Supervisors in LA with LA Mercer, we'll talk about later, in the 1575. Rob Bunta. So, I got a quote from Ed Rosenthal. He says, what is your personal opinion about the adult use of marijuana? Ed Rosenthal says, that's a scam. It's not a legalization measure at all. The big wearers of that are the distributors. That is where all the money will flow to, the distributors, away from the manufacturers and the retailers. And it doesn't guarantee that the people can grow their own, that people can transfer freely, like among friends, or can grow collectively. If it ends up on the ballot, people should not vote for it. So if the people that wrote the weed card, Ed Rosenthal says no, I can't come up with no better argument than they're gonna come up with. I can decode these 62 pages for you. I can read what Letitia wrote that's another 1,000 more pages on top of it. I can tell you what I know that these people tell me when I go to meet them at the real activism events. I can tell you what goes down when I go to the people that are for Prop 64 events, and I can tell you the games that are being played. They're hitting you with some bullet points. Ain't nobody hitting you with a citation. Nowhere. Nobody's giving you a number to nothing. They're saying, oh, it does this, it doesn't do that. Hash Church told me this and that. You know what I want? Okay, in like probably a couple more weeks, Be Real is going to be up in here. Maybe Cypress Hill. Okay? I am tired of hearing these ignorant people talk about, oh, I heard on Hash Church, Tom McCormick told me so. Well, I want one of them to run into a Cypress Hill fan and that fool be like, nah, Be Real fucking told me so. You know, just fucking, just let it just be like, man, just think what you're doing. It's not legalization. There's like a bazillion little fine prints in here other than you're good. That shit could say on one line, you're good, fam. You know what I mean? And if enough people voted that in, they will have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Look, they have this thing. If you get you only get 6 months to collect signatures for any of these things, whatever it is. Okay, CCHI always picks Halloween to 420. It just works. Okay, so I just spaced out. Fucking, that was some good weed. Good shout out to Venom OG. You fucking fucked up my thought. But anyways, what was I saying? Anyways, anybody have some comments on that shit? I just spaced off. The Ed Rosenthal comment or the shit isn't just straight up. How you feel about this fucking up your events?
I want to learn a little more about the 64, Prop 64, and it's so true what you're saying. A lot of I've gone to a few events that are local to LA, just because, you know, I don't got time to go all the way to Riverside and all of that, but regardless, the cannabis events or sessions that go on, they are just to go and get high, you know? Good time. I enjoy it, honestly. I have the best time ever, but I would like to see a little bit more on the educational side of cannabis. Just because I want to know what's going on.
What happens if you ask everybody that shows up to your thing and they're like, you know how I can tell you? I'm the person that runs around and harasses you to register to vote. That boring ass piece of paper, right? Uh-huh. Do you know how hard it is to get somebody to sign that?
Really?
I have it down if you're going to sign the shits or not. I know how to do it as quick as it can get done now. I'm just going to pretty much walk up to you, force you to sign it, and then go to the next person. You know, I'm going to rig the situation.
So you're telling me that you've obviously been to certain cannabis events. And
I think I've been to all of them but
right?
yours. And
see?
the one for tomorrow.
I only did one and then...
I go to like 2 to 4 every week for like ever.
So, okay, is it really hard at cannabis events getting signatures? Do you think that they're still like, oh,
Watch
no,
this.
I'm straight, like, oh,
Shout out to fucking Secret Sesh.
You get signatures
The
there?
most informed group, period.
Definitely.
I had to quit going there because I wasn't getting signatures, but it wasn't because nobody was receptive. It was because everybody already heard it.
It's the same people. It's the same people signing it.
But it's not like only a couple people there. They got a bunch of people that come through there. And I was like, well, damn, all right. I was realizing I was only getting like 10 voter cards filled out. And I was like, I just felt awkward. Like, so I was like, but then that started happening to the other sessions. The same thing. I'm like, okay, there's only so many of these people at all of them. So right now it's like 2,000 to 4,000 people have heard the same basic thing I talk about. But the problem is this comes in a season. You see CCHI on the wall? Okay, at one moment we right now we're in no on AUMA season. Okay, in November will come, we'll talk about CCHI, regardless of what happens with Prop 64. And then, like I said, Halloween to 420 in 2017. There's seasons of this shit. Okay? Until it's done. I asked Richard, what happens when we finally get what we want? He said, we fucking party. Because like, it was so close on 2016 already. I realized this one taught me how to force something in. So now I know how the money works because I collected the signatures with the registrations. You know?
Nice.
Where we at? We at smoke break time?
Ooh.
Anybody want to touch any of that before we dip out to smoke break?
I mean, you know, just to touch on what Laura was saying, I would also like to see a little more education at these sessions, not so much,
Name two topics you want to hear about.
I want to hear about our rights as patients regarding certain laws that maybe aren't touched on. Like, I had an issue like a year or so ago where I was growing cannabis in a place that I was renting, and now there's laws in California that state you can do
Your
it.
landlord can kill that.
Yeah, but he has to state it prior to, from what I saw, he has to state it prior in the rental agreement, and it didn't say anything about no smoking or no drugs. But it did specifically say the only thing that said anything about smoking, was no cigarettes on the property.
The way the LAPD explained it when I went the same route was, well, she can still evict you over it.
Straight up, just like that.
Yeah, because I'm being evicted over it right now.
Uh,
I don't care though.
It's not cool.
It's still frustrating. I mean, it is frustrating because you do pay
I'm
rent.
on my 4th month of free rent right now.
What?
Well, I'm not paying for those 4 months of rent.
So you're just
whatever you
staying
want to
there.
call it on. Smoke break. Time for the smoke to real break. I need a break. Roll it.
I'm so afraid. She's so afraid. You so faded. Everybody in slow motion. I'm so afraid. She's so faded. You so faded. Everybody in slow motion. I'm so West California's me. Tatted on my arm for everyone to see. Cali grown Cadillacs and Kush weed. Grinding on my hustle, pimping no sleep. I'm with my nigga 9 getting yadded up. Spend a few hundred so I'm tatted up. You niggas ain't bout it, fuck your lifestyle. Popping pills for bitches, that's your life now. I smoke a blunt with her, fuck her, then she out. Then roll a solo blunt, smoke it all without her. No special treatment for these hoes, you know my name. My reputation's known for dropping major game. Fuck the bullshit, I can live without it. It fucks a nigga up, you have to live without me. You didn't make the cut, but you was almost there. Shit, who I'm lying to? You was far from there. I'm so faded. She's so faded. You so faded. Everybody in slow motion. I'm so faded. She's so faded. You so faded. Everybody in slow motion. I'm just a young nigga trying to get ahead. At the same time, maybe get some head. A true player nigga living out my dreams. Fucking bad bitches, keep them on my team. Every day I'm winning, call it Charlie Sheen. Couple niggas doubted, now I reign supreme. I move like a player, treated like a king. Bitch niggas fear me like kids on Halloween.
My mind state is irate. CA, be the state where they want the pie, want the cake, a bigger piece. I'ma take. Fuck a groupie, fuck a fake. I cast the ass in the lake, grinding all fucking day, grinding on that straight away. One hit, blow your head away, in your places where you best stay. Homie, hold up, you wanna take it, fuck it. Life ain't fair, and I dare. A nigga stare, I'll be right there. Your worst nightmare.
I'm so faded. She's so faded. You so faded. Everybody in slow motion. I'm so faded. She's so faded. You so faded. Everybody in slow motion.
Crucials. Get your felonies. Nigga grip style. Throw down. Make no mistake, throw down. We rep the Golden State, throw down. We steady smoking great, throw down. Yo, throw down. Hey, bro, I still rep the West Coast, and ain't no stopping me. I'm still getting checks wrote despite the fuck economy. Cash running up in homes, invasion, armed robberies. Trying to strike you rich in Cali's like winning lotteries. Knee deep in poverty. For some time now, don't let it bother me. Still put the grind down. Rep state to state, right back to my town. Sweep you off your feet, we got that heat like 45 cows. Riding like Isaiah, homie, it's tax season. And just for that reason, these cronies is gon' pay up. Got my mind made up, you best pay attention. We on a paper mission with greater visions. I don't ask for shit these days, I just take permission. Straight vicious like a Cali Brown bear protecting his cup. Turn it up for 20 degrees when we step in the club. Cool, calm, collected, but don't be stepping up, bruh. Throw down, make no mistake, throw down. We rep the Golden State, throw down. We steady smoking great, throw down. Throw down, throw down. Make no mistake, throw down. We rep the Golden State, throw down. We steady smoking great, throw down. Throw down.
I know that boy day soft as a crumb cake, but always trying to act tough. Until the bitch came out of him when they came with them handcuffs. It's real out there, them streets eat you up for breakfast. Little youngster snatch a nigga life away like it's a necklace. Reckless ass lifestyle and get a nigga flip. And everybody act surprised when you see that nigga chip. On Crip, you signed up for that shit. Don't bitch about it, now you on 48 stitches. Nigga wanna snitch about it? All for a cola and a Newport short and a bag of them Lay's plain potato chips. That nigga flipping the script. I seen the toughest nigga snitch, so I just lay up in some pussy. And be prepared for any one of you motherfuckers to try to push me, nigga. Pussy, dick, donuts, so what? I don't give a fuck about you. I'm already prepared to tear some shit up. What about you? My bitch still love me. Black eye, bust the lip and shit. She even love me more cause I stayed in fought like a trip and
Throw
shit.
down, make no mistake, throw down. We rep the Golden State, throw down. We steady smoking great, throw down. Throw down. Make no mistake, throw down. We rep the Golden State, throw down. We steady smoking great, throw. Hit the block, getting guap up like a D-boy. See the block, I trying to pop us break like a B-boy. Something like an arborist, I keep them trees moist. And the throwaways for ratas and those decoys. Stay on point, dipping through these avenues. Getting dead presidents, often flipping halves and cubes. Zips, G's, P's, whatever. Hustle with the B's, Crips, 1-3s, it's all cheddar. Watch for the snakes, stakeouts in the setup. Fucking with our bread, you sure to get wetter. Don't roll with lames, a king staking his claim. Busting workout in the drought while y'all making it rain. Hip-hop police infiltrating the game. Never selling out, homie, fuck the whips and the chains. But these heavy streets pay me, cause six are just too damn crazy. Throw down, make no mistake, throw down. We rep the Golden State, throw down. We steady smoking great, throw down. Throw down. Make no mistake, throw down. We rep the Golden State, throw down. We steady smoking great, throw.
Welcome back. We out here, the Hemp Show. Dab the fuck out. Oh, you know what? Since we're dabbed the fuck out, let's just go straight into the dab banging section, and let's talk about the cancer in the community in this motherfucking. If anybody has anything they need to express, you know. Name a characteristics of a whack rapper. Let's talk about that. We've already expressed. That way we don't have to name names. You know, we don't have to hurt nobody's feelings. You know, we already figured out if we came to a conclusion that it's required to have a message in your song. Okay, you might be a whack rapper. Any other opinion on what might be a whack rapper? What do you see that probably shouldn't be going down on some of these stages?
What I see, just in general, overall, a lot of rappers are just trying to go by the trap, like I don't know if you guys see it, but now all the songs happen to have like that, kind of like that same rhythm, the trap rhythm. And
I don't know that one.
So it's just
Trap
like
music.
it's just
I mean, the
trap
whole
music
vibe.
is taking over. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying it's just all the rappers are focusing on
There's
that.
no more
not
Tupac.
on
Tupac will
lyrics.
never come back.
Tupac's alive.
You see, Tupac.
So we're never getting Tupac. We're losing Dennis Perone type people. What's going to be left in this cannabis community?
Here's the thing.
It's going to be a cannabis industry only.
Right.
You're going to go to Monsanto and get your genetically modified hemp, whatever the fuck it is made out of.
$100 eighth.
Then you're going to get your $100 eighth. Man, what was this one? Colorado will ban gummy bears next month. That was probably like a month or two ago.
I don't make bears, I make stars.
Okay, so look, I brought that up to talk about one of these things in here. Talks about what is it? The not the gummy bears. It talks about if you are eating the medicated gummies. Just say for example, it comes in a regular basic ass package medicated. Okay, there's a section in there that says if you're a passenger in a car or a boat, and the cop wants to be a dick, you get an open container violation. But let's talk about the reality of that. This is what the show's about. What's the reality of it? Hey, let me see all your IDs. Everybody in here. And one of you got a warrant. One of you got a warrant over there. I don't know how many times I was just an asshole and just like followed a law where a cop was like, "Oh, you followed the law. Well, I'm pulling you over now."
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like that's how it works, right?
All the time.
Okay.
You just follow the law really intensely and they get really upset about it, and then they just like decide that we're gonna have a conversation about it, and then they find one of them fine prints that's like, and then they find out after they run everybody's name that you got the warrant over there, and then you go to jail, and then I have to figure out how to get you if they didn't tow my car away from some other number not matching right, that I didn't do something, you know?
It's true.
So
I think cannabis is just looked down upon a lot, and just prohibition just has to end.
okay, watch this. Watch this. There's a difference between a cannabis enthusiast and a cannabis activist. There's a difference between a cannabis activist and a fake activist. I'm not gonna call no names in nowhere. Okay? Now, the difference of the cannabis enthusiast and the cannabis activist is huge. And it's for the same thing you mentioned. But it's the part where the person does nothing. It's the part where they're indifferent. The guy that claims neutrality. The guy that will go to both events but not pick a side and act and call himself an activist.
See.
Okay? That's a very dangerous person to be. You know what I mean? So if we have none of the legends in 10 more years, 20 years, okay? And we have no Tupacs,
Who's gonna be doing that?
you're going to be doing whatever the police tell you a lot more.
Definitely. Definitely. And I think that just all these laws that are passing through, like you said, they're gonna find something in there. So
That's
that they could get
62
you.
more pages to find of I'm just doing my job.
Damn. And it's like, I'm pretty
You
sure
can't
nobody
take
takes
that
the
out
time
of that
to read
62
it.
pages. You can't take that part away from that.
Nope.
There's going to be some cop be like, all right, we could do all this shit to him now.
Page 15 states that because of this, I gotta take you now.
Some shit.
So it's just like, page 15, page 5, and 3. Let's go. Now. So it sucks. Honestly. And I wish that more people would be interested in it. And I mean, that's what I was telling you. I want to learn more about it.
Okay.
And I wish that at cannabis events, the fact that it is a cannabis event.
Let me
there
ask you
should
this.
be
How do
more.
I get a sponsor to cough up the bucks to pay for a batch of these flyers so I can teach people just 10 simple reasons here? I got about enough material to make 3 of these different ones. There's about 30, 40 different real reasons this thing is really fucked up.
I think that you are on the right path right now, doing this radio talk show, and you're getting your word out there, you're getting your point, you're getting people educated on it, which I told you, I want to learn more about it. So you're going to the events, you're doing what you can, but it just sucks that a lot of people are just not paying attention to it, or like you said, the same people that go to this sesh go to that sesh and that one and that one. So
But they don't wanna
everybody
do
has
anything.
already heard it.
Do you know why you got no performers in here?
They don't want
A
to.
lot of them do not qualify to be on this show for like 1,000 reasons.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? This is the one show you ain't coming up in here and saying what the fuck you want and doing what you want. This ain't that show.
I see.
You are indoctrinated before you walk in this door. This is a propaganda machine officially. You know what I mean? But find a bias that I have that I shouldn't have.
No.
I've already put myself in every one of these little positions just to really find out how it works. I shouldn't be having no show. I don't want to be on a microphone. You know, I just have to do this. You know, I can't unread what I read. You want to talk to us about Farm Fest?
Oh,
Introduce yourself.
my name is Wendy, and I'm part of Farm Fest.
She doesn't really have a warrant. I was.
I really don't have one. We're having a cannabis farmers market tomorrow in downtown LA, and
So what makes this different than any of these other ones that are getting just murdered? They're murdering the beat.
we're actually going to have you on stage.
Well, that too.
Educating
That too.
the fellow
That too.
cannabis
good. You see?
enthusiasts.
I kind of have been getting myself a little tour going for the. we only got 10 weeks, and the problem was some of these things I was being around these people that I shouldn't be around no more, and the reason I shouldn't be around them is not because I hate them or anything like that. You have to make a decision at some point on some separations. That's the only way to put it. You got to figure out who you are, who you aren't, and what you can pick for the other side. That's fine. Pick a fucking reason for it and come out of the closet about it. Just fucking do it, right? You're fine. I don't go banging on Normal's door. They told us a lot forever ago. We're just gonna say yes to anything that makes it to the ballot. Okay, that was like forever ago.
Great
Okay,
idea.
that's fine. But then you got these motherfuckers that are just like fake-tivists that are all the way fake-tivists. And it's like, bro, you can't tell me nothing about it, but you're at every one of these things. But you're for sure on that side. Okay, whatever. You got people that are there. So tell us about Farm Fest, more about it.
We're trying to make it more like a cannabis farmers market. So we're not trying to make it about the gift bags, the VIP bags that everybody wants. You know, we have bags. We're gonna raffle them off.
Mhm.
You're not paying extra. Everybody has a fair chance. We made it affordable for everybody. So tickets at the door are $10. It's free for vets and people with disabilities. So, you know, if you really need cannabis, you can go and really spend your money on medicine and not on the entrance to the event. So, and, you know, we want people to really educate themselves with the products that are out there. We try to make it so we had a variety of products, you know, extracts, flowers, edibles, topicals, stuff like that. You can find it there.
Okay.
So that's what we try to do with that.
All right. Well, I would like you to consider in the future. This might be just, you know, some of the stuff you don't find out how this stuff works until shit hits the fan. But I've seen at other places good things that people implemented and things that, you know, were a nightmare or whatever. But if you can in the future get patient and collective agreements for your vendors to whoever shows up on some level, that'll go a long way as far as stigma and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that changes. When people see that we're registered to vote, if we're doing a loud challenge but we're registered voters, like, it's hard for them to talk shit. They're like, okay, well, at least you could actually say you're making a political statement, like, officially, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm registered to vote, so where do I sign?
For right now, here's a tricky situation. I'm gonna ask everyone to not sign any marijuana bill that's probably not CCHI, basically, and that's not even gonna be for another year to see that, because the way it's coming, you got some more stuff. But if I start talking about the numbers, you're gonna get really confused. There's stuff after this Prop 64 that's being circulated right now. Okay, I have copies of those too. You can't get none of this past me. I got peoples everywhere. I don't watch TV for a reason. So they got one coming around called the LA MRSA. it's written really sweet, like you should go for it. The problem is, it's just gonna co-sign this Prop 64 thing. The Prop 64 is gonna co-sign the MRSA, and that's the part that kills the Prop 215. I can't show that to you that way, other than saying it like that. You know, I can have Letitia come in here and explain it, but you're gonna get lost like some fucking all these words. You're just gonna be like,
English, please, English.
But she's the one getting put in handcuffs at the same event that these fake activists are at, taking pictures with both sides, calling themselves activists that don't know.
She's actually out there doing everything she can.
The
All the
real one,
numbers,
the
like you
people that
said.
got you the weed card. Look, if you want to know what activism is, they're out there.
They're out there.
They're out there.
And I wish they were more at these events. You know, that's why I'm glad that Farm Fest is gonna be having you there to be able to educate them tomorrow.
I'll be at Farm Fest. Let's do. You have anything else you want to talk about with the any of the stuff? What you seeing them orange ones pop out to you over there?
So, yeah, I was actually looking at the track and trace system. They're talking about.
Are you a grower?
No, I am not.
Are you what stage of this industry do you end up in?
Well, event coordinator at this very moment. We tried.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at some point you'll just transition to probably the equivalent to being a bar owner, but where it's cannabis based only. You're not gonna be able to sell a blunt in there.
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna have to go through some permits, a city permit, a state permit. Okay, but that's your event's done.
Yeah.
These events are dead already.
Yeah.
You're just the equivalent. You're getting to away with like a backyard rave right now. They're just getting told to leave you guys alone for right now. They get handed this. I'm not buying that they're not just gonna do you in.
Yeah.
You're gonna get away with a couple of them. You ain't gonna get away with much. Not like you ever been to the sessions where the police get deflected off the door and everybody's like, how the fuck did we do that?
Yeah.
It's because exactly how the fuck do we do that? Because officially they could just run up in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trapathon was the dopest shit ever. Anybody go to Trapathon?
That's where I met.
They had
you,
a fucking
actually.
back door in this motherfucker. These fools had a back. I don't want to tell you the secrets, but they had a motherfucking trap door. The police rolled through twice. This one fool, he just grabbed his slabs and dipped out. Watch this. He's probably the same person that meets the criteria of the 18 to 21, and there's gonna be a whole bunch of them grabbing their slabs and dipping out. This fool left his scales and his banners and everything. I got them. He grabbed his stuff, took off,
So,
out the trap door, and then we all got out the trap door too. They finally busted in, but we were
but you were gone.
we were waving
So
to them.
let's say that you were there. Let's say you were there. You have product or a vendor that has product. If the cops were to come, they have the right to keep all of your stuff, correct? And they just tell you get out of here.
I
Or
can't
what do they
officially
do?
answer that. You gotta ask that to Pop Brothers.
Hot Brothers. Oh, okay.
You gotta
I
ask
see.
the real lawyer questions. You gotta ask them.
Them. I see.
I'm the person that read this shit and broke down the history and included it into the why.
I see.
I'm doing the part that anybody in here can do, that they're just not putting themselves in the position already.
Reading it all and everything.
Pop Brothers at
Yeah.
Law does a good job of telling you the laws that are in place. Like
They're the
as
ones in
of
the
right
courtrooms
now,
right
they're
now.
the ones
I
that.
ain't up in no courtroom.
If you're
I'm not in
in
a
the
courtroom.
shit right now, they're the ones.
Well,
that
I'm
are
in a
gonna get you
courtroom,
out
but
of
it
Yeah.
ain't.
and they're the most educational ones I've
like-
seen so far at events. They're definitely.
They do educate a lot.
Oh yeah, those.
Let's go
I could talk to
around
those
and do
guys for hours.
some socials and where you want to give out your social and where you're at next and all that stuff.
Well, first of all, just to recap, my name's Ed, owner of 710 Infusions. I make edibles, only edibles.
Ooh.
I'm not
You
a
gotta-
grower,
you gotta-
I'm
you
not an
gotta answer
extractor,
that
I'm not
question.
anything else other than a chef who cooks with weed. So, yeah, I live in LA, and I do all my stuff in LA.
Damn. Tell me how your company's gonna deal with this.
All right, so
What
this
page is that?
states
9.
marijuana products says produced and sold with a standardized dosage of cannabinoids not to exceed 10 milligrams per serving. That's the and they're talking about
What's the next line? say?
activated, delineated or scored into standardized serving sizes. If the marijuana product contains more than one serving, and is an edible marijuana product in solid form.
How many Rice Krispie treat edible companies are there right now?
Too many, unfortunately.
They're all done. They're done.
Everybody.
At the event that's done.
Yep.
At the and I'm not gonna go to the other shit. You'll just get mad.
Homogenized to
You have
ensure
to go have a smoke break.
What
to
does 10
ensure
milligrams
uniform
do?
disbursement of cannabinoids.
This is
throughout
what's
the
happening
product.
in Washington, right? Where
Basically-
the edibles are just like 10 milligrams.
I'll have my friend Ian call down here.
That's what I'm afraid of happening as following what
There's
Washington
companies
did,
that are
'cause
actually
they just
already.
did away with medical.
So where they can find you at? Your Instagrams or whatever?
You can check me out at 710 Infusions, just all one
All right.
line.
Where's your next event or whatever?
I'm gonna be at Farm Fest
Will you be
tomorrow
clubbing?
as an official exhibitor sponsor.
Where? Farm Fest?
Farm Fest,
Okay.
yes. Tomorrow,
I'll pay
September
it
3rd. But basically, what this thing is saying is, they're gonna reduce the amount that we're allowed to put, and they're gonna set the guidelines for what we can put as far as dosage. There's gonna be no more. I got the strongest this. I got the Corova this, Corova that. And for all the people that are out there, just willy nilly, kind of like spraying candy. I highly doubt that that's gonna fly as
How many
well.
agencies is about to go through this shit?
But the thing that I see now is there's a lot of companies out there that are aware of laws that are changing.
We're running out of time here. Let me go around and
Sure.
give us socials, and we'll wrap up the show. So, what's your socials? Give it out. The We for Warrior ones and the local ones too.
Yeah, so I'm basically running the Orange County chapter of the Weed for Warriors, just kind of setting up events and helping where I'm needed, coordinating everybody, making sure all the vets have easy access to meds and other vets
Tell
to
people
talk
the basics
to.
of what We for Warriors is.
So basically, Weed for Warriors is we are trying to treat soldiers and sailors and Marines, all the veterans that have been through
Just get them pre-meds, basically.
hard time. No, it's not. It's not all. It's we try to help out. Get donations and help guys out that are in need. But it's not even about that. It's about spreading the
social
word. Spreading the word on how much better cannabis is for treating
okay.
PTSD,
That's
anxiety,
kind of what she's talking about. Then,
all
about
kinds of
educating
stuff. It's so much better because all these heavy psychotics and stuff that a lot of these guys that have really, really bad PTSD that have done multiple deployments and have seen things you couldn't even imagine. It's like those drugs aren't good. It makes you like a zombie. And
What's the biggest issue right now related to cannabis?
it's just the
Is there one big
VA.
one?
The VA doesn't support it. It's not. You can't
So it's
get.
just,
You
so
can't
the
get
politics
your,
are in our, if it's descheduled, are you good?
What do you mean?
If it's not, instead of taken from Schedule 1 to 2 or any of those, if it's removed from the whole thing, are you good?
I mean,
That's what our
yes,
message is.
yes and no, but we want like what
There's
what
different
we-
organizations that preach literally. We want the flowers gone, and we want everything to be in pill form, all the terpenes separated. There's literally activists pushing that. I forgot the name of that. Oh, I actually tried to hit them up for money because they're on No on 64. I was like, well, I looked at people who's No on 64. I was like, I'm gonna go ask these police for money. Fuck them. You know?
I think that if they do start making them if they just do everything like capsules, maybe people would change their mind about it.
I wanna smoke
just
a blunt.
because they don't see it
Plus,
like flower.
whatever.
And that's
The best thing
true.
for me is Paris OG.
I
Okay,
see.
for what I need.
Everybody medicates differently,
I
and
want
that's
the
the
flower.
thing is you should
Every
have
time
your
I
choice.
see him, I'm trying to give me a gram or two. I'm trying to buy. You know.
I see. Yeah. Well, I mean, like he said, everybody medicates.
So what's your Instagrams?
My personal one is HB Dabs, but for Weed for Warriors, it's at WFWP_SoCal, and that's the SoCal chapter
We
one.
got about 20 seconds for each person.
My name is Laura, and my Instagram account is Towley, and basically, I am in the cannabis lifestyle, I guess you could say. And as of this moment, I am an intern for Zulu Tribe Radio at BReal.tv.
Oh, you're
So go
over
ahead and
there.
check them out. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
over
nice,
there.
nice.
I do their marketing, so go ahead and check me out on Instagram. Towley.
Okay.
Check them out, Zulu Tribe Radio.
So
and
let me
B-Real
ask
TV.
you this: what hat are you wearing right now?
What hat?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Are you here on behalf of you,
I'm
the
here on
college
behalf
student?
of
Are you
me,
here on behalf
myself.
of the Be Real worker? Are you here on behalf of the event
Well,
coordinator? Are you here on
no,
behalf of?
I'm here on behalf of myself.
Okay.
I was invited by Wendy and yours. I was invited by you last Friday.
Yeah.
I just wasn't able to make it, but honestly, when I go to cannabis events and everything, it's for my own pleasure. I enjoy being.
I don't know
with
how
the
to be an
cannabis
attendee
community.
anymore. I wear like 1,000 different hats on. I'm always. I tell myself
Who
I'm
you
working all
repping?
the time, even though I'm just standing there smoking a blunt, staring at everybody. It's like, I really think of like a whole bunch of heavy shit right now.
Oh my God, what is crazy?
Don't bother me. I'm fucking working right now.
I see.
What's your Instagram, whatever your socials is?
And we.
Oh, hold on. Where you got a thing coming up or any of that?
As of this moment, no.
Okay.
Just Farm Fest.
My name is Mario, and we're doing Farm Fest tomorrow. It's follow us on Instagram at Farm Fest.
PH.
PHARM_farm Fest.
My name is Wendy, and I'm part of Farm Fest. And follow us on Farm Fest _. I mean, just fade it, guys. Sorry. Yeah, what you said.
All right. And thank you guys for being part of the show. You can catch my other page at No One AOMA. There's still people that think that's two different people for some reason. It's like some people ask me for tickets to stuff, and it's like, bro, I don't really know what to even respond to some of these people. Okay, so I'm gonna be at we're doing a Knowledge Drop tour. So we're gonna be at Farm Fest. What, tomorrow?
Yep.
Every day is today or tomorrow for me. I lose track of this shit. Next week we're gonna be at Levitate Sesh
Dope.
with the Trap Fam. You know, pretty soon. Well, I'm not gonna give too many spoiler alerts, but we got some stuff in the works. We out here. It's funny when I see whack rappers asking me permission to be on some shit. It's like, dude, I'm not even trying to be nobody, but I'm ahead of you on some shit, bro. It's like, go fucking cut yards or something. Go find something else to do. So, we're gonna take you to the, we forgot the shout outs. I was too busy capping on these fools. The homie told me quit giving out free shout outs like that. Where's my little shout out card? What did I do? I lose it all of a sudden? Damn. Alright, my bad. Shout out to Jack Harrer. Man, you don't even know. Imperial Hemp Company, thank you. Pink Lincoln Extracts. Do people understand? People from out of state are kicking in more money to scenarios to help you guys than you guys. Yeah. You okay? No more free shout outs for the mother cat. So thank you to Miss Kima, so sexy Kima. I thought she was coming tonight. I was hoping I was gonna get this worked out on my neck. Shout out to Stone Steel. Shout out to Tuffy's Fight. He got these purple shirts now. He only got the man version in right now, but there's some dope shirts. And shout out to who else? Dab Avenue, Flower Dabs, Budfather, Two Stone, Luke Master Dave, Brother Frowen. Shout out to Jesus. Shout out to Weed for Warriors.
Yeah,
Man.
definitely.
Shout out to Farm Fest, Tally. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you for having
Yeah,
us.
thanks for having me.
Thank
Glad to
you.
be here.
Thank you.
Medical marijuana facilities empty cannabis in accordance with state laws. Sam Farr, Democratic representative from California, said, "Let's not bust these people who are using medical marijuana for medical purposes in their state."
Yo, you hear that?